The year is 1962. The world stands on the precipice of an unprecedented crisis. The air is thick with tension and the eyes of the globe are fixated on the unfolding drama. The world watches, holding its breath as news broadcasts relay the latest developments. Families huddle together, their faces etched with worry as they listen to the crackling voices on the radio. As two superpowers engage in a deadly game of chess, every move is scrutinized. The stakes are higher than ever before, with each decision potentially leading to catastrophic consequences. Each move carries the weight of annihilation. The stakes? Global dominance. The leaders of these nations are acutely aware that one wrong move could spell disaster for the entire planet. The price? Potentially all life on Earth. The specter of nuclear war looms large, casting a shadow over every decision, every strategy. This is the Cold War. A period marked by intense rivalry, espionage, and the ever-present threat of mutual destruction. The Berlin Wall stands as a stark symbol of the division between East and West. Nuclear weapons are the pawns in this high-stakes game. Scientists and military personnel work tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of technology and human endurance. And space, the ultimate high ground, becomes the terrifying new board. The race to dominate the skies above adds another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation, but even in this terrifying game, some lines should never be crossed. The red line symbolizes the point of no return, a boundary that, if breached, could lead to unimaginable consequences. This is the story of one such line, nearly crossed with devastating consequences. A moment in history where the world teetered on the edge of oblivion, and the actions of a few determined the fate of millions. The Cold War was a time of unparalleled tension. The United States and the Soviet Union, armed with nuclear weapons, stood poised on the brink of destruction. A single miscalculation, a moment of misjudgment, could have plunged the world into a nuclear winter. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction, or MAD, became the only semblance of stability. It was a terrifying paradox. Peace maintained through the constant threat of annihilation. Against this backdrop of fear and uncertainty, a new frontier emerged: space. Both superpowers saw space exploration as the ultimate demonstration of technological prowess. But it was more than a race for prestige. Space also represented a new theater for potential warfare. And within this theater, Project Starfire was born. This top-secret American project aimed to test the effects of a high-altitude nuclear detonation. The goal? To understand how such an explosion could disrupt enemy communications and disable satellites. High above Earth's atmosphere, a rocket carrying the Starfish Prime nuclear device soared into the black abyss of space. This mission, shrouded in secrecy, was part of a series of high-altitude nuclear tests conducted by the United States during the Cold War. The goal was to understand the effects of nuclear explosions in space, but the potential consequences were largely unknown. The countdown echoed in the launch control room, each tick of the clock increasing the tension. Scientists and engineers, their faces etched with anxiety, monitored every detail. They knew that this test could yield unprecedented data, but they also understood the risks involved. The room was filled with a palpable sense of anticipation and dread. Then, at an altitude of 250 miles, the unthinkable happened. The rocket reached its designated altitude, and the Starfish Prime device was primed for detonation. The world below remained oblivious to the impending event that would momentarily alter the fabric of space itself. The device detonated, unleashing a blinding flash of light and a wave of energy that rippled across the cosmos. The explosion was so powerful that it created an artificial aurora, visible from Hawaii over 900 miles away. The electromagnetic pulse generated by the blast disrupted satellites and communication systems, showcasing the destructive potential of nuclear weapons in space. For a moment, the stars themselves seemed to tremble. The night sky, usually a serene and constant presence, was momentarily transformed into a theater of cosmic chaos. The stars flickered and shimmered as if reacting to the immense energy unleashed by the explosion. What began as a test, a calculated risk, had become a terrifying gamble with the fate of the world. The scientists, who had hoped to gain valuable insights, were now faced with the sobering reality of their actions. The Starfish Prime test served as a stark reminder of the unpredictable and far-reaching consequences of tampering with the forces of nature. The initial blast was only the beginning. As scientists watched in horror, the true extent of the disaster unfolded. The explosion generated an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, of unprecedented scale. This invisible wave of energy spread outwards at the speed of light. It surged through electrical grids, frying circuits and plunging cities into darkness. Satellites, crucial for communication and navigation, went haywire, tumbling out of orbit or falling silent. The silent apocalypse had begun. The world held its breath. The initial chaos gave way to a chilling silence. Across the globe, essential services faltered and failed. Hospitals struggled to function. Communication networks collapsed. Transportation systems ground to a halt. The delicate fabric of civilization, woven together by technology, began to unravel. The world teetered on the brink, not of nuclear winter but of a technological dark age. The Starfish Prime incident sent shockwaves through the international community. The world had looked into the abyss and recoiled in horror. The incident served as a stark reminder of the fragility of our existence and the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition. In the aftermath, a new sense of urgency emerged. Dialogue replaced confrontation. The need to prevent another such catastrophe propelled the world towards a different future. The legacy of the near catastrophe was profound. It was a moment that shook the very foundations of our world, a stark reminder of the fragility of human existence. The fear that gripped nations was palpable, a fear that transcended borders and ideologies. People everywhere looked to the skies with a mix of dread and hope, wondering what the future held. The dark clouds that loomed over the landscape were not just a metaphor, they were a reflection of the uncertainty that permeated every corner of the globe. It led to the signing of the Outer Space Treaty in 1967, which prohibited the placement of nuclear weapons in orbit. This treaty was a monumental step forward, a beacon of hope in a time of great tension. It was a testament to the power of diplomacy and the human spirit's capacity for cooperation. The signing ceremony was a historic moment, captured in photographs and memories, a symbol of a world coming together to prevent mutual destruction. It spurred the creation of new international agreements governing the peaceful use of space. These agreements were not just about preventing war, they were about fostering a new era of exploration and discovery. Scientists and diplomats from around the world gathered to discuss the future of space, envisioning a time when humanity could reach for the stars without fear of annihilation. The flags of multiple countries waving in the wind were a powerful reminder of our shared aspirations and common goals. And it fostered a spirit of cooperation between nations, a shared understanding that some lines should never be crossed. This spirit of cooperation extended beyond the realm of space. It influenced international relations in profound ways, encouraging dialogue and collaboration in areas that had previously been fraught with tension. The handshake between diverse individuals and the United Nations flag waving proudly were symbols of a new era, one where unity and mutual respect were paramount. The Cold War continued, but the rules of the game had changed. The near catastrophe had shown the world the devastating potential of unchecked aggression. Military parades and missile silos were still a reality, but there was a growing recognition that true security could not be achieved through force alone. The images of soldiers marching and missile silos standing silent in deserted areas were stark reminders of the past, but they also highlighted the need for a different approach to global security. The near disaster had forced humanity to confront its own mortality and choose a different path, one that prioritized peace and cooperation over conflict and division. Thoughtful people looking at the horizon and families gazing up at the sky were emblematic of this new mindset. The view of Earth from space, a small blue dot in the vastness of the cosmos, was a humbling reminder of our shared destiny and the interconnectedness of all life on our planet, a path that recognized the shared destiny of all life on Earth. The halo of light around Earth, the diverse people holding hands in a circle, and the sunrise over our planet were powerful symbols of hope and unity. They represented a collective commitment to a better future, one where humanity could thrive together in harmony. This legacy of fear and hope continues to shape our world, reminding us of the importance of working together to overcome the challenges we face.